Today on the channel, we're back at it again with another round of 80s and 90s wrestling action with the big rubber guys, Genius, Sean Mooney, and Koko Ware.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Collect Major Big Rubber Guys unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Sean Mooney, we got the Genius, and we got Koko Ware. But for all your big rubber guy needs, I guess Collect Major. But for everything else under the sun, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And we're diving into these three here. My order a little bit delayed as I did order these three with Killer Kross. As the way I understood it, they were all pre-order for that window, but Killer Kross was actually separate, I guess. So anyways, Canic was nice enough over there to send these three forward, and Killer Kross will come at a later time. So a little late with these three figures, and three 80s, 90s staples of the wrestling scene. More 80s, obviously, but very cool to get Sean Mooney here. Always great to get Koko Ware, and very cool to get the Genius, who's going to have more figures in 2026, which isn't a bad thing as well. But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Let's start with the Genius. He's another one of those guys that really felt like he could have been in the LJN era, but I wonder if he would have fit in the LJN era. He would have been leaping Lanny Poffo. He would have came with a frisbee and reading some poetry. Genius, maybe more Hasbro era, obviously, but either way, I am glad to get this one. I am here for this, and it does look very, very nice. Looks like he just graduated high school as well, but looking good here. Big rubber guy style packaging. We know it. We love it. We want some more of it. Sure, why not? Big rubber guys. The Genius, Lanny Poffo, just says Lanny Poffo. Probably trademarks, I'd have to imagine, but looking good. Big rubber guys. Nothing on the side. Collect Major, as we know. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the last wave that has the old school checklist. Now you got to go to their website for this. They got new back packaging, which we saw for the first time, I think, with the big rubber monster guys, the Danhausen and Shotzi. Check out those reviews on the channel. But looking pretty good here, UPC down below. No real Easter eggs on the back of the package, I don't believe. Nope, nothing like that going on. But let's get the Genius. Let's get one Lanny Poffo out of the package. Pretty darn cool. Now, we've had the Macho Man, so you have to imagine they worked out a deal somewhere to get him with the Macho Man. We got some accessories. Woo, that smells strong. It's a strong smell for the Genius here. We're not just talking about the rubber. We're not just talking about the rubber. A strong smell. But there it is. And a very heavy figure here is this Genius. And there it is. Put that off to the side. See you later. But it looks like we get some accessories with the Genius. This is a solid figure. This is a dangerous one. The Genius is truly the best. You got his little scroll right here he used to have. Obviously, read his poetry and stuff. Take some notes. Maybe use this as a foreign object every once in a while. You never know. But what is this? There's a little secret note in here. I'm not sure exactly what is going on with this. Little piece of paper. I am not exactly sure. Oh, it says some things right here. I am sorry for the delay, kind sir, but I've been stuck in a factory, a Chinese factory. Excuse my smell as I may be overly rubbery. Maybe it says that, maybe it doesn't, you'll never know, but I'm not sure exactly what that white piece of paper was there for. But we do get this accessory, and it looks like he does hold this accessory in his hand. Always great to be able to put them with our figures, just like so. But as I said, this Genius, very, very heavy, and it does look like what I would imagine an LJ and Genius back in the day. Now, as far as playability, not a whole lot you're going to do with this Genius. Of course, he would wrestle when he would have to. Remember when he beat Hulk Hogan on Saturday Night's Main Event? Never forget. He would take this robe and stuff off, the gown and all that. So you're not going to be able to do that with this style of figure. But he's more of a manager in this era to me. He was more side-by-side of Mr. Perfect, which would be a great LJN. Hopefully that does happen. But Mr. Perfect, the Beverly Brothers and stuff, that's what I think more of the Genius Lanny Poffo around this one. So if I had those as big rubber guys or LJ Mattel's, Latuni, whatever, they would be side by side with the Genius. He'd be managing from the outside. But he does look good, but he does look like he just graduated from KFC University. Of course, Harlan Sanders, Todd McFarlane, exactly right. but looking pretty good. You got the long white scarf down the middle. You got some white accent, the big red robe. Got the red hat with the dangly here on the side. What did you put it from here to here when you graduated, and then you throw your hat up? I remember when I graduated high school and college, I was like, I'm not doing any of that. I turned around and left. I said, get me out of this place. Get me out of this place. I'm not here for school. Get me out of here. I didn't do any of that kind of hoopla. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Maybe it was for you. But he does got the #1 figure right here saying Harlan Sanders is the best because you have to do that. I think it's Yum University. Is that right? I think so, Todd McFarlane. But it does look good. Got the white boots down here at the bottom. Major Rubber Guys 2026. Looking pretty good. A heavy, heavy figure, though, like I said. So cool to get the Genius. I am here for it. Bring on a Mr. Perfect. Obviously, that would have to be via LJN, as we do know at this point here. But there it is. The Genius. Rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling his way into our hearts. Just like Sean Mooney did once upon a time. Sean Mooney, not necessarily a deep cut. I really wish we had a Lord Alfred Hayes to go with it. And I feel like the Collect Major team has said this is maybe the lowest selling Big Rubber Guy of all time, which makes sense. He's not a wrestler. He's an announcer. But man, oh man, is this fun to do. If you were a kid like me, you enjoyed Sean Mooney. I love the event center. I was here for it every single time. Never had a problem with Sean Mooney. I hope he goes into the Hall of Fame one of these days because he was a big voice of that generation. There's no doubt. You had Mean Gene, you had Sean Mooney, Alfred Hayes, Gorilla, Jesse, Vince McMahon, Bobby the Brain, the Heenan. Ron Trongard, maybe Ron Trongard. Can we get one of him? Maybe. But does look good, Sean Mooney. I will say, unfortunately for me, though, I do keep the packaging. Broke, cracked plastic on this one, damaged card back on this one. So your mileage may vary. It's always unfortunate, especially when it happens to me. When it happens to you, it sucks, but it's not so bad. But when it really happens to me, oh, let me tell you. But it is damaged, beat up. So your mileage may vary on that one. Sean Mooney on the front. Somebody said he's in like Arizona as like on the news down there. So that'd be kind of wild. That would play with my little kid brain if I turned on the news at night and there he is reporting on the traffic accident outside of the Tucson Taco Bell or something. Who knows? But looking good here on the back. Same kind of background going on. Let's get Mr. Mooney out of here. And contrary to a lot of people's beliefs, I don't recall him ever mooning anybody, Todd McFarlane. Even though it's in his name, I don't remember him ever mooning one person. So really not living up to his name, as we know. But there he is, the Mooney right there. Looking good. Pull him out of the package. Saving the beat up plastic packaging on that one. But let's dive into the man, the myth, the Sean Mooney. I don't know if I could tell you this is Sean Mooney right out of the package. I'm going to be honest with this one here. It looks like a guy in a suit, and you take off this microphone. Of course, microphone removable, looking pretty good here. Got the gray and black attack, so nice to get that accessory. This looks like a guy that wants to sell you a car. Hey, I got a new Jeep for you. You came at the right time. We got a big sale going on. That's what it looks like. Or maybe he's working at like Best Buy or something and wants to sell us a printer system. I got this fax machine. They say faxes are on their way out. They're not. But he looks like a salesman. He looks like me in a different life. Maybe my day job. Maybe. Who knows? But he looks like he's moving and shaking. Hey, what's going on? I got the thing you need right over here. And then you know what he points to, Todd McFarlane. But it kind of reminds me of that with Sean Mooney here. Beautiful teeth here. Looks like an anchor man. I will say that. And it makes sense as well. Got that hair you can set your 80s watch to if you need to. Beautiful suit here. Reddish maroon tie. Blue undershirt. Blue overcoat here, sport coat looking good. Got the open hand here, the gripping hand here. A nice wide stance. When you want to interview, you got to get in there like a football player. You got to put that wide stance in there. And he's got that going on with the gray pants and the black shoes. Looking good. Like I said, I don't see Sean Mooney when I see this. I mean, I say, okay, yeah, it's Sean Mooney, but it's not like it screams Sean Mooney to me, like Koko Ware does, maybe, for instance. But it does look good. I would love to have a Lord Alfred Hayes to go side by side with this one. That one feels like the natural team. You kind of got Jesse and Vince and Gorilla and Bobby and Alfred and Sean Mooney. That's kind of how my brain works. Maybe yours does as well. We do got Mean Gene Okerlund once upon a time. Look at that size difference. I always thought Mean Gene was a little undersized for the LJNs. Maybe I'm the only one, maybe not. But you can see that size difference between those. And then we got Vince McMahon, of course. We got our announced team right here ready to go. That feels more scaled right. But this Mean Gene, there's no doubt this is a classic figure along the way over the years. We love that one. And I guess we could build out our announced team a little bit here. We got Missy. We could do Missy's Manor with Sean Mooney as well. So we got quite the announced team here for if you want to make your card and your fig fed, whatever you want to do. But looking pretty darn good to have those guys to compare to there. But that's Mr. Mooney, Sean Mooney. But we're going to finish it off with a guy no stranger to the channel. We just unboxed the Mattel Elite 125 Koko Beware like a week ago. What is time? Now we got the big rubber guy here on the channel, looking a little bit more vibrant in the color selection here. A lot of meat on the Koko Beware bones, and even more meat on Frankie. Yeah, I hear you, Todd McFarlane. Be eating good in the neighborhood once again, like KFC. Get the spork, everybody. Koko looking good with Frankie, big rubber guys. Koko Beware. Just Koko Beware, not Koko Ware on this one, but looking good in the package, big rubber guys. Same packaging going on, same back on here. Seen it before, we'll see it again, at least for now. Pulling it out, sliding it out. Let me whip out my Frankie. Let me whip out my Koko. There we go. And Koko in the plastic prison with Frankie, looking pretty good. Koko got a good stance to him here. Whoa, breaking things, throwing things around. Hopefully Frankie didn't break out of the package. If you guys are familiar with the Mattel Elite 125, unfortunately, seemingly all the Frankies have his tail broken, which is never good, never good. But apparently that is the case. But we got Frankie here today doing Frankie things. We do got a separate piece for that tail here. Thankfully not broken. Looking like a macaw, no doubt about it. Looking nice there. You got the green on the top. You got that big black beak. You got the blue. Looks like Frankie. No doubting it's Frankie here. Was there only one Frankie? There was many a snakes with Jake, but I think there was only one Frankie, and there could only be one Frankie. And I think Frankie's still living with Koko, if I'm not mistaken. Looking pretty good, and Koko's ready to go. I always talk about it if you were a player. Obviously, the Genius not going to be good to play with. You're not having wrestling matches with Sean Mooney. Maybe he'd get shoved at best, but he's not wrestling. This Koko would be an all-timer in my Fig Fed. He could do bulldogs, headlocks, arm drags, clothesline, punches, drop kicks with Koko. Could he give the Ghostbuster one of the most devastating finishing moves back in the day that nobody ever talked about? Just a fabulous looking Koko. I love the skin tone on this too. This is just Koko, and I've been close to Koko before, and they matched his skin tone. I think they brought him into the studio and said, put your arm out, Koko. We want to match this up just right. Looking very good. Love the big smiling face on Koko as well. Always a happy guy. Got those big glasses there like he's getting ready to go skiing or something, but he's got the yellow on the glasses to match the hair, the yellow hair looking awesome on there. Just a very cool Koko Beware. Love the color combinations on this one too. The green wrist tape, the green trunks, and then you got the tights there in the blue. Always an interesting move when you put the trunks over the tights. They're trying to layer. He's trying to layer is what he's trying to do. But Koko's got the macaws on the side there. Or is it a toucan? I think it's a macaw. It's not Toucan Sam, Frankie the macaw. I don't know. He's got birds on his boots too. And I think, somebody fact check it, Top in front, perfect job for you from the couch. Make yourself useful over there. I am pretty sure he put the birds on the tights and the boots because somebody was stealing his gear out of the back. Somebody was stealing it, and then they would wear it, and he'd be like, those are my pants. He'd be like, nope, I don't know, these are just black pants. So he started putting the birds on there. Take that to the bank, fact check it if you want to. But somebody be thieving in the locker room once upon a time, and Koko put a stop to it right away by putting these birds on here. The more you know, the more you learn on this channel here. Collect Major, once again, 2026 Major, looking pretty good. Now, how does Frankie stay on? I thought he was magnetized or something, but maybe he is magnetized. I don't know. He's no, maybe not, but he does stay on there. And there's some wizardry with this Koko. How does this stay on so good? Maybe there's magnets, maybe there's not. I'm trying to hear the magnet. Is there magnets in here? I'm trying to see if it connects to my steel plate in my head, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there's magnets in there, but it does stay just fine right there. Reminds me of Frankie of old and Koko of old, of course. He just kind of sits up there, just perches right up there. Quite the update here on Koko Beware. If you're like me, you love a little Koko Beware back in the day. For me, I never had this Koko as a kid. I did have the Koko Hasbro, though, as a kid, and that was a great player in my Fig Fed once upon a time. But not a bad piece of business on this update. If I was a kid and I had to choose between these two, all day long I'm going with this big rubber guy. This would have been a fun figure to play in a Fig Fed with. There's no doubt about it. This Koko is pretty cool. I always thought it was wizardry how Frankie would stay on there, much like this one as well. So playing a lot of hits here today, and I think the majority of people that are buying their big rubber guy figures, maybe it's just me, Tom McFarlane, once again, fact check it. I think this is the wheelhouse most people are looking for. I know this is what I want out of these. We have Elites, we have Retros, the Hasbro style, we have all that kind of stuff. But what I want to see from the Latunis, the LJN Mattels, and the big rubber guys is this era. Let's finish off some of these characters that never got figures before. I love the idea of this, and I love improvements and totally different versions of guys like Koko Beware as well. So a lot of fun surrounding these here. And three pretty good figures. I would say if I have to rank them, it's Koko number one, then the Genius, then Sean Mooney. Sean Mooney kind of is what it is, but I understood why they did it. I hope it just leads to an Alfred Hayes. I would love to see that in the future. But there it is, the latest round of Big Rubber guys. What's your guys' thoughts on these three, though? You need them in your collection. You picking these three up? The must-haves for you? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. And let me tell you, there's a lot of content to keep you busy. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available where podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. So for another round of Big Rubber guys, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?